What is the worst mistake a U.S. president has ever made? Buchanan letting the South secede and doing effectively nothing during the last 4 months of his presidency, waiting for Lincoln to take over and inherit the biggest mess in American history. Eisenhower and JFK committing troops to Vietnam in the belief of the domino theory, that allowing a communist Vietnam would lead to the Reds taking over the entire world. And lots of other Cold War-era decisions based on the premise that the USSR and China were buddy-buddy just because they were both ostensibly communist. It's a tie. Riding in a convertible and a night at the theater. Telecom Act of 1996. It's why media is fucked. Herbert Hoover enacted some misguided economic reforms aimed at strengthening America, including the Smoot-Hawley Tariffs Act which, arguably, led to the Great Depression. Ford pardoning Nixon. Andrew Johnson really needed to deal with the former Confederates better. Eisenhower refusing to meet with Fidel Castro. The administration refusing to acknowledge Castro as leader created an enemy instead of an ally. Massive failure in foreign policy, sending Cuba into the arms of the Soviets. Kennedy refused to reverse course. It's a massive failure to this very day. Obama wore a tan suit. In recent times, George W. Bush and the Iraq/Afghanistan wars. Not only a foreign policy disaster, but a humanitarian, political, military, and economic one as well. While the U.S. was engaged in the never-ending war, China built up its economic power, expanded in Africa, Latin America, and Asia, and locked in valuable natural resources. The U.S. lost much of its moral global leadership, its soft power diminished, terrorism exploded, and trillions of dollars were wasted. It also made military intervention on a massive scale politically impossible, so now Ukraine is suffering for it. Reaganomics. I'm going to suggest one from a mostly good president overall. Eisenhower going along with the British in overthrowing the democratic government in Iran in 1953. Imagine how different the Middle East would be if Iran was a standing democracy and possibly had friendly relations with the West. This decision prevented all that and led to the current Iranian regime eventually taking power. People have too much recency bias. It's almost certainly Buchanan letting the South secede, or Lincoln picking Johnson over Hamlin or someone else. Those were defining moments for America for sure. Vietnam War. Buchanan meddling in the Dred Scott decision prior to his inauguration. Ignored the independent judiciary, and it was the spark that lit the fuse for the Civil War.